Hello everyone, I'm Bhumika Mohan, a student of Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bengaluru. In this video, I'm going to talk about petrol and hybrid vehicles. Firstly, I'm going to compare petrol and hybrid vehicles, then discuss the advantages and limitations, and lastly, which one do I prefer and why if given a choice. Now, let's talk about petrol vehicle. Petrol cars, also known as gasoline cars, have an internal combustion engine that combines petrol and air to generate power. This gets transferred to the wheels via a transition system. Petrol cars have been in existence for over a century and are still widely popular today. They are known for their powerful performance, which is why they are a go-to choice for most car enthusiasts. Now let's talk about hybrid vehicles. A hybrid car is a vehicle that combines the power of a gasoline engine and an electric motor. This type of car increases fuel efficiency and reduces emissions. There are three types of hybrid cars: parallel, series, and plug-in hybrid. Petrol versus hybrid vehicles. Let's consider source of power. Petrol vehicles. Petrol cars get powered by an internal combustion engine that runs on gasoline, a fossil fuel. The engine converts the chemical energy in gasoline into mechanical energy to propel the car forward. Petrol engines mix gasoline with air in the engine cylinder and ignite it with a spark from the spark plug. This combustion process produces a high pressure gas that drives the engine pistons, which turn the car wheels. The power source for petrol cars is the chemical energy stored in gasoline. Hybrid vehicles. Together, internal combustion engines and electric motors provide the propulsion for hybrid vehicles. Typically, the internal combustion engine gets fueled by gasoline or diesel. The electric motor gets powered by a battery recharge through regenerative braking and the engine's operation. The electric motor assists the internal combustion engine during acceleration and at low speeds, which improves fuel efficiency and reduces emissions. Now, let's consider fuel efficiency. The fuel efficiency of petrol cars is dependent on their internal combustion engine. The internal combustion engine converts the chemical energy of petrol into mechanical energy to power the vehicle. The efficiency of this conversion process determines how much energy from the fuel gets used to move the car and how much gets lost as waste heat. Factors such as engine design, size, and operating conditions can all impact the fuel efficiency of a petrol car's internal combustion engine. The fuel efficiency of hybrid cars depends on both the internal combustion engine and the battery range. The ICE provides power and charges the battery when necessary, while the battery powers the electric motor. A larger battery range means the car can rely more on electric power, improving fuel efficiency. Similarly, a more efficient ICE can reduce fuel consumption when used. The balance between the ICE and battery range is crucial in determining the overall fuel efficiency of a hybrid car. Now, let's consider emission levels. The engine type of a petrol car is typically an internal combustion engine that uses gasoline as its fuel source. The engine consists of a series of cylinders in which pistons move up and down to generate power. As fuel gets introduced into the cylinders, it is ignited by a spark plug, causing a controlled explosion that drives the pistons and ultimately powers the car's wheels. Most petrol cars today use four-stroke engines which complete four distinct stages: suction, compression, power working, and exhaust for each cycle of the engine. These engines vary in size and power depending on the vehicle's needs and specifications. Hybrid cars utilize a combination of an electric motor and an internal combustion engine to power the vehicle. The electric motor is typically used for low speed driving, while the ICE takes over at higher speeds or when more power is needed. This hybrid engine configuration allows for improved fuel efficiency and reduced emissions compared to traditional gas powered cars. Typically, the electric motor gets charged by regenerative braking, which captures energy that would otherwise be lost during braking and uses it to recharge the battery. Now let's consider emission levels. When it comes to emissions, petrol cars don't fare well against their electric or hybrid counterparts. Petrol or diesel vehicles can only convert 17% to 21% of the energy stored in the fuel to power the wheels, resulting in an 80% waste of energy. Cars also emit almost three times more carbon dioxide than electric cars, even considering electric production. Hybrid cars are known for their efficient fuel use and lower emissions than traditional petrol cars, but have greater emissions than electric cars. These vehicles combine an electric motor with a petrol engine, resulting in a significant reduction in emissions. The level of emissions from a hybrid vehicle depends on the model and its electric motor's power. Now, let's discuss advantages and limitations of petrol vehicles. Advantages: cheaper to buy. Since petrol cars and combustion technology have been around for much longer, they are cheaper to buy or lease than plug ins. Faster. In general, combustion powered cars can reach higher speeds, longer range. Unlike some EVs that have a limited range, petrol cars can cover more miles. Convenient to top up. As there are gas stations almost everywhere, topping up en route is easy and convenient. Limitations: expensive to fuel. One of the biggest disadvantages of owning a petrol car is just how expensive they are to refuel. Petrol isn't cheap. Expensive to maintain. With more moving parts than an EV or even a hybrid, it can be more expensive to service and maintain a petrol vehicle. Harmful to the environment. The reason companies set out to manufacture electric vehicles was primarily because of the harmful effects CO2 emissions are having on the environment. Out of the types of vehicles, petrol cars are the least eco-friendly due to their polluting tailpipe emissions. Now, let's discuss advantages and limitations of hybrid vehicles. Advantages: eco-friendly. Though not as green as an EV, a hybrid is still much more environmentally friendly than a classic gas guzzler. Combining fuel with electricity, they produce lower emissions than standard petrol vehicles, less in fuel costs. Combining an electric engine with fuel means that hybrid cars offer better gas mileage. That means they require less fuel to cover longer distances, which means you will be spending less on fuel top ups. Tax breaks. Similar to EVs, there are some tax breaks available to hybrid given that they are more environmentally friendly. Limitations: more expensive to buy. Just like EVs, hybrids are more expensive to buy or lease given their new technology. Weaker handling. Since they are more compact and lightweight, the handling in a hybrid is sometimes less than ideal compared to that of a petrol car. Slower. As with EVs, hybrids are slower in general than fully combustion engine vehicles. Lastly, I'm going to tell which one do I prefer and why if given a choice. There's no doubt that hybrid vehicles represent the future. Though hybrid cars may not be the most convenient choice if we have a long commute, if we are looking for a car that is eco friendly and cost effective in long run, a hybrid car may be the best choice. These cars offer significant savings on fuel costs and are better for the environment. Thank you.